Hey guys, welcome back to Brook Boys Armory. Today we're going to talk about the basics, but not the basics of firearms, the basics of hunting. So I wanted to expand this idea of basics, and I figured hunting would be a great start because I was talking on the phone the other day with one of my buddies, and he really wants to get started hunting. But in his area, he doesn't even know where to go, and it just gave me flashbacks to me coming down a few years ago south to where I was able to hunt more. All these YouTube videos maybe will tell you how to approach game or how to find game, but they don't really tell you how to just start, just begin hunting. They don't tell you the very, very basics, things that they were probably taught already growing up. See, for when me growing up, I had to pay to hunt, and I got taught to hunt by my uncle, where we would go out and hunt pheasant. So I didn't know how to deer hunt, rabbit hunt, turkey hunt, squirrel hunt, any of that. I didn't even know where to hunt when I moved down. I moved somewhere I was completely foreign to. And so for some of you, this may be, the same situation where you moved and now you don't know where to hunt, or maybe you've never hunted and you just don't know where to start. So that's what today's video is going to be about, is how to start. And first things first is location and what's available. First off, for location, you're going to need to find your wildlife management area. So you just type in wildlife management, type in your state. For this example, I'm using Texas. You got to find a website that uses .gov. Now, all this will give you information on how to start hunting, but you'll see there'll be a certain tab like I clicked there was like public hunting. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to find this right here. This is an interactive map that will show you what you can hunt and what you can't hunt. This is free. You don't have to pay for an app. You don't have to go to pay for Onyx. You could simply just click on this, and then just by reading the keys, you can find out where you can hunt. Once you find out where you can hunt, you can find out what you can hunt there, and then you're going to have what types of firearms you can use or what you can use to hunt the animals. All I'm going through here is just showing you how to use the map, maybe how to navigate it. And this is just like an example. Like, I was interested in this area, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to look, and it has a complete outline. This is like the best resource for anyone who doesn't really know their area. This is how I personally find public hunting land. Now, I'm not the best hunter. I'm not the most successful hunter. But if you're looking how to start out, this is a great resource. Now, guys, one of the things that you may saw on that recording was when you clicked on the area, they do have their own regulations. Now, I think of hunting kind of like how Shrek says, ogres are like onions. They have layers. Hunting has layers. There's multiple regulations you're going to have to follow. First off, you have to follow your state regulations. Then you're going to have to follow the regulations of that specific area. So an example of which, say it's deer season and you're on a whole hunt this wildlife management area that's open to public hunting. Well, state law says that you can hunt with a center fire rifle, but on that piece of property, they have regulation during deer season. You may only hunt with shotguns or smoothbore firearms, something like that. So that's an example of where, yes, it is legally allowed in the state to hunt with a rifle, but you can't hunt with a rifle on that specific piece of land. Just as important to remember that. Also, that land may have certain regulations for certain dates. They may say no hunting in this zone between these dates, and no hunting in this zone with this type of firearm, only crossbows for these dates. Just to make sure to really dig deep into those layers, and to really make sure that where you're hunting is legal and what you're doing is legal. Because DNRs, even though you don't know you're doing wrong, you may still do something wrong and get a ticket for it. So that's why you always be duly sure. There's been instances where I've had to cancel hunts the morning of because I realized, oh no, the zone that I want to hunt here is not proper. I have to switch. And there's been times where I've had to cancel, there's been one time in particular where I didn't have to cancel that time. I was able to switch to another area that was open on that same wildlife management area, WMA. But that zone that I wanted to originally hunt and had originally picked out was closed the day that I was going to hunt it. So that's why I said it's just really good to make sure that you're knowing what the rules and regulations are of your area. With all that being said, guys, I want to thank you for sticking out to the end of the video and pose a question to you. Is this something that you're interested in? Like, should I do further videos on these basics covering the very basics of hunting. Maybe we can go over what type of clothes or gear you should look for. Maybe we can go over what type of guns would be the best for what type of hunting. Just let me know what other topics of hunting. And then I'm also thinking about doing a basic series of fishing where I could teach you the very basics of fishing. And it would be the same process. We're going to start just location and then we can build up from there. So if this is something that you guys are interested in and if that's something you guys want to see, I have no problem recording that content and putting it out there for you guys. If there's anything else you want to see, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video.